All right, guys, welcome to the pre-market forecast for Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're all ready to go. Got the morning hair. We're doing it. No shower. We're just going straight to the charts, preparing for the day ahead. I'm excited about it. Go ahead and check out my post-market wrap-up. I just posted that, and I talked about how yesterday was kind of a difficult day. Even though I got the direction right, I called for pressure to be on the S&P 500. There was indeed pressure on the S&P 500, but it was a tricky day. I kind of went into why in that video and why I think stocks are going to continue to be a little bit tricky to trade here over the coming days and maybe weeks. We're at a very critical spot right now, and I can see that with the price action and also on the charts using Owings market analysis that this is not really an area up here where you want to be day trading stocks. And if you have the foresight to see that, it can save you a lot of money. I know that there are a lot of people out there on YouTube right now who are trading and sharing their results, and they're having a tough time of it. People trading the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the reason for that is because of the price action we're seeing. All this choppiness. I covered this in the video I just uploaded with yesterday's results, but let's just look at it one more time here. You see, this is the S&P 500 here, for the last 3 weeks. We've just kind of been, grinding higher, but really we're not covering that much territory, right? And it's been really choppy. If you compare that price action, to this type of trending price action, this is much easier to trade on the daily. Even here, you get a nice clean pullback, boom, off to the races. So, we're kind of digesting all this right now. And whenever you're digesting a price level after a big move, price wants to see if it wants to stay here, go higher or go lower, right? So those are kind of tricky spots to trade. And I've done all right with it. I've made some good money on this challenge so far. And now I think after yesterday, when I picked the direction right, but it was still very difficult to trade, and I lost, 250 across 3 accounts, so 750, no big deal in terms of the challenge. That's my risk management. Going to have losing days. It's going to happen. By the way, that's one of the most important things as a trader is your ability to, when you hit the amount of risk that you're comfortable with losing on that day, just walk away, do something else, come back fresh the next day, and your success in the long term is going to be dictated by your ability to take losses, walk away from the computer, and accept drawdowns, because they happen. The best traders in the world draw down. I mean, look at guys like Tom Hugard, who posts all of his live results on the internet, his day trading every single day. I mean, that guy has some pretty massive drawdowns sometimes, and yet he makes a huge amount of money, and he's a phenomenal day trader, right? But it's his mental ability to handle those drawdowns, especially publicly, which doesn't make it easier, my goodness. So just keep that in mind. It's your ability to bounce back from those losing days and just keep firing away. And you know that if you really have an edge, then over time, your equity curve will go up, even though inevitably it is going to experience drawdowns from time to time. So that happens. Yesterday was a small drawdown day for me, and that's all right. I'm okay with that. But it did teach me that I don't want to be messing around with stocks right now. So with all of that as the preamble, let's go ahead and jump into the forecast for today. You just heard what I had to say about stocks. I wouldn't mess with them here. I'm not messing with them here. I still think the overall pressure is to the downside because the weekly and the monthly look like there's a lot of resistance up in here, but not something I would mess with. So let's go ahead and quickly look at the Dow and the Russell. They're the two, because they've been, and when I say stocks, I mean the S&P 500, right? And the NASDAQ 100. Those are the big boys. But looking at the Dow and the Russell, I would still entertain perhaps trading these during the day if I see something I like, because they are pretty overextended. And I do think that the Russell and the Dow are going to catch down to the S&P and the NASDAQ. So you could have a little bit of an added edge there trading these, especially from the short side. Let's go ahead and look at the Russell. Yeah, I think they'll probably give back a little bit today, but there's nothing that I'm really interested here with the Dow and the Russell. So we'll go ahead and pass on all indices today. No, thank you. Let's look at the bond space. Yesterday, I should have traded bonds yesterday. In hindsight, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's always easier in hindsight. But I did call for pressure to be on bonds. You can see right here, this is the 30-year. I thought with this pocket up here, we would sell off and push down. We did. There were probably some good shorts there on bonds. Bonds are just a little bit more, they move a little bit more rationally than stocks, right? There's a lot more algos playing in the stock sandbox. So when you get these consolidation periods of stocks, those algos kind of go crazy and drive you nuts. So look at bonds here. Let's go ahead and look at the 10-year first. The 10-year, you got a little bit of a pullback resistance pattern here. So we may want to go back for these highs today. 30-year looks like it's pushing higher, trending up nicely on the daily. So the ultra bond also trying to squeeze a little higher. So bonds look like they're going to have good support today. So we may play bonds from the long side today. Potentially, we will see what the rest of the markets look like to complete our forecast. Let's look at gold and silver. Now, gold, just a wow, crazy reversal. I talked about that yesterday in my Bitcoin special video. If you didn't see that, go check it out. I was trying to tell all the crypto bros in Miami, don't day trade crypto and buy Bitcoin up here, because with gold reversing, you know, it's a tricky proposition. If you look at the correlations that I laid out in that video, you'll see that every time gold reverses like this, Bitcoin tends to follow. So I don't know if that's going to happen this time. That's what has happened in the recent past. And you want to be aware of that and be careful, especially if you're a crypto bro in Miami driving around in your Lamborghini. You gotta be very careful. I want to keep that Lamborghini. All right. So here's gold today. I mean, that's a pretty darn big reversal. I do expect gold to be under pressure. I really don't expect this to push back up in here. So gold could be good from the short side today, potentially. I'll have to think about that. It's going to be pretty volatile, but I think I prefer bonds over gold. But interesting nonetheless, for those of you who do trade gold, I mean, if it was me, I'd probably, look to short up into 2080 or something. Obviously, use your intraday charts to tell you what areas are holding or whatnot. But the general direction, I think, for gold is down right now. Looks like the weekly is going to try and go for congestion entrance down. I wouldn't be surprised to see the monthly end up back at, retest of 2000. So we'll see what happens. But gold is, took a beating yesterday. Let's look at silver. Silver, ooh, yeah, I think, silver can sometimes be a lot of fun to trade. It's a big contract. I like it. It moves well. Looks like we're going to be under some serious pressure here in silver. Weekly looks like it's going for congestion entrance down. Go ahead and draw for you guys. Get some good feedback on the drawing tools. You see how we're trending up here, and then boom, congestion entrance down right there on the weekly. Looks like it wants to go lower. Monthly, certainly, I think we'll see. It's a little early to tell, but this is telling me resistance, support, right? What's the monthly doing here? Cycling, right? It's in congestion action. It's range bound, right? We closed up here. What's the next logical sequence? You guys tell me. What's behind door number one? A move back down to support. That's what I think too. Good job. All right. We got to have a little fun with this, right? I mean, you can't just sit here and, all right, today the stocks are going to go nowhere and we're going to sit here and talk about, no, we don't want to do that. We got to have fun. So I think silver is going to be under a lot of pressure today. And this could be a fun one to trade. I'm going to go ahead and do some scenario analysis on silver, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Why? Because I care. What can I say? All right, let's go ahead. We'll get back to silver. It's kind of one of my favorites for today. Let's look at copper. I look at copper. Look at the whole metal space just tanking. I'm liking it. All right, but I like silver better from the short side. So right now, silver's my top pick for a potential play today. Day trading silver can be fun. All right, let's look at crude oil. Starts load up here. I might have to go refill my coffee and pause this. I haven't been to the gym yet. I gotta go to the gym, run, ice shower, sauna. I gotta get all that stuff done. Oh, look at crude. I like that. Pretty nice. Got a pretty nice flash support pattern there. Kind of sneaking into the high connector trend line. I can't draw because I'm banging my mic all over the place. What the hell am I doing? Got my coffee here. All right. Multitasking like Bridget Jones. Beautiful. Okay. So pretty good little flash pattern right there on crude. I wouldn't be surprised to see this cause a bounce, but would I want to buy this, with, look at all this. No, I don't think so. It looks like a lot of these commodities are being hammered right now because they are anticipating the recession that's probably coming in 2024 based on all the numbers we've seen. And I think that's why the stock market's very confused, because if a recession's coming, the Fed's not going to raise anymore. They'll probably lower rates, but then the economy's so weak and the stock market's already rallied. So it's just a lot of confusion out there. But one thing that's not confusing are commodities. They're under a lot of pressure. And I think silver and gold have the potential to get shellacked, hammered over the next couple of days. And we want to take advantage of that. The key with doing these forecasts is you got to come at it each day and say, where is the money today based on what I'm seeing? And then that's the market you day trade. That's what's so important. Like, there's no need to be married to day trading one market, right? Sometimes I go through periods where I love trading bonds during the day, like a 30-year and the ultra bond especially, and they're very good to me. But then they kind of get quiet and you got to go elsewhere, right? And now I've refined it to the point where I find my favorite market every single day. So most days, usually I pick the right market for myself. And then, usually I have a pretty good day. Yesterday, not so much. All right, let's look at natural gas. Nice little exhaust there to the downside for sure. Big volume, caught into the extension, which you guys can see right there, the pink dots. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a rebound today in crude and natural gas if you guys trade the energies, but we're still peaking lower here, which is weird because in Europe right now, we've got like the most snow we've had, I don't know, they said since 2010, this early in the year. It's minus 6 degrees Celsius right now. I mean, where I am in Western Sweden, it's cold. Gothenburg, Sweden, we're not that far north. We're basically right around Stockholm, Oslo. We're actually a little south of those two. We don't get, and we're kind of closer to the North Sea, so we typically don't get that much snow during the winters, believe it or not, even though we're in Sweden and we're very far north compared to the rest of the world. But by Swedish standards, we're in the south, not the far south, but kind of in the middle south. And we never get this much snow this early. And now we've been blanketed for the last 2 weeks, which is interesting. Anyways, I say all that kind of I digressed a little bit because natural gas is interesting. That's plummeting while Europe is in a deep freeze. What the hell do I know? All right, let's look at corn. I like my corn cakes. Ate some of those yesterday while I was trading. All right, corn. I'm pushing higher here. I do like the corn monthly chart. I did talk to you guys about this. It looks like we're going to probably push up here. Weekly's going for congestion entrance up. So at this point with corn, if we got like a big pullback one of these days, I'd probably be interested in longing. But right now, not going to mess with that. Look at wheat. I think wheat's leading the party, leading the charge here. We get, pullback on wheat. Could be nice to trade. Let's look at soybeans. Soybeans have been getting shellacked. Pretty good little exhaust there on soybeans right here. See these trend lines, the yellow dot, pink dot, a lot of support there. But the monthly is bearish here for sure. So I would be waiting to short a pop on soybeans. Nothing today. Just quickly look at the euro and the pound. You can see dollar getting stronger. So this is what I'm going to do to capitalize today. I think the dollar is going to continue to get a little stronger today. I called this out yesterday in the pre-market forecast. Nice short pattern on the pound. Should have just traded the pound yesterday instead of the E-mini S&P 500. Damn you, E-mini. Hey, you live and you learn. Looks like the dollar got a little bit of a support pattern here on the pound. For the dollar, but I wouldn't take that against that weekly energy that could be to the downside. So I think the dollar is going to continue to be on the stronger side today. And bonds look like they're going to be pretty well supported. So maybe rates will be stabilized. But I don't think any of that matters today in terms of what we're seeing for gold and silver. And I'm going to be excited about shorting silver. We're going to do the scenario analysis. Stay tuned for that because that's really where the rubber meets the road. And it's very helpful. Show you how I do that. Let's finish off with Bitcoin here. So I don't have to do a special video about it. For all the crypto bros, if you guys got any extra Lamborghinis, send them over. Although I think it'd be sliding around on the ice. Wouldn't be a good spot in Sweden right now for a Lamborghini. Definitely don't send me a Lamborghini. Send me the G-Wagon. That'll be better. All right. So the monthly here on Bitcoin. Flying up, we know that. But yesterday, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Look at all these pink dots. What do all these pink dots mean? Well, they mean watch the you-know-what out. They're just tons and tons and tons of extensions. Boom. Then you got this low connector. Look out. This looks like an exhaust to me on Bitcoin setting up for this, especially if gold and silver continue to get whacked. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I was trying to help the crypto bros with yesterday. But I think they're too busy with their champagne at the club. You got the Rolexes, all the expensive watches. I don't think they have time to watch this and know that their Bitcoin's about to go down. But I don't know. You tell me. All right. So that is the forecast for today. We will be shorting silver. I will do some scenario analysis. Go ahead and just, I'm going to do that for myself. You guys just short some silver. Have some fun. Maybe short some Bitcoin. Well, I wouldn't short Bitcoin. It's too thin, but don't buy it up here. Be careful. And remember, this is not financial advice, for God's sakes. Obviously, you can see I'm having fun sharing I'm trying to make my analysis fun, right? We're trying to make a very boring subject a little bit fun. That's why we got to have a little fun. Did I say fun? Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it. Have a good rest of the day. Good luck. I will film my session, my live trading session, but I'm only going to upload that. Those are long videos, and depends how the day goes. If there's lots of trades and it's exciting, great. Otherwise, like yesterday was a super boring day. I just upload the results and tell you, a summary of what happened. Okay, take care. And I got a really cool video coming out. I still have to edit it and put it together, but it's going to be on Charlie Munger and day trading. Excited about that. Charlie Munger's the man. All right, see you guys. Take care. Bye.